Better communication makes you a better business. Inform Communications are specialists in developing and implementing omni-channel communication systems for public and private sector users.
The primary reason that companies come to us is to improve their efficiency, but it's also to give a better customer experience, because there's nothing worse than holding on, waiting for an answer when you can do it yourself. Technologically, there is no reason why we need to wait. Only in complicated cases will you really ever need to talk to someone.
These days, our whole lives revolve around our smartphones. Everyone has a smartphone. There's more smartphones in the world than toothbrushes. We use those for a variety of different communications. Although interestingly enough, in recent surveys, people are only using their phone to make phone calls. Around about 10% of the time they're actually on the phone, and so all the rest of the time we're using it for accessing websites, we're using it for chatting, we're using it for all manner of different communications. And so it's important for us to reflect and build our services around the customer's demand for these additional channels which the smartphone has empowered everybody with.
Our models have been deployed successfully in over 220 scenarios, partnering with over 150 public and private sector organisations.
I think multi-channel solutions are important mainly because of the population demographics that we have within the city, and also the way that people are contacting us are changing. So for example, we've now seen about a 20% increase in people contacting us using mobile technology, and we expect that to increase year on year.
So Inform, it was within our council tax benefits and revenues team initially, and as a council I've absolutely seen the benefits that brought around the reduction in calls coming through to the agents. The challenges that any council faces are around the financial constraints, so there is a pressure on headcount. So in 2016 coming into 2017, it was very much looking at what other services could we use the Inform IVR functionality, and it was a high volume waste and environmental. Edinburgh's a growing city, we're expanding, so it was very much around we can't just keep increasing headcount, so it was very much looking at alternative channels. Edinburgh is continuing to grow over the next number of years. There is a city vision and it's trying to, as a council, match that demand that's happening externally. So for me, self-serve is absolutely key on the services that we can, so where we've got an online presence and where we've got the ability for customers to self-serve, it's absolutely key we do that, because we can't just keep putting more people on the phones or more people answering chat. We absolutely need to make sure we've got the right resource so that we can have more teachers, you can have more social workers. It's about using the public money for people that do need a face-to-face element, and that's where I think self-service and technology is key for some of the other services that don't require that high, high face-to-face complex transactions.
Our team of experts are based in the UK's very own Silicon Valley at Bracknell in Berkshire. Our aim is to remain firmly at the forefront of self-service digital solutions and the mobile web, embracing artificial intelligence solutions and integrated voice response telephony. These create user-friendly systems, delivering exceptional customer service with a high return on investment.
We will look at a couple of recent examples. If I was to compare January 17 into January 18, just looking at our waistlines, we have seen a reduction in abandonment calls of nearly 90%, and we've also seen about an 80% reduction in calls that would have come through to an agent. So that in itself, just by bringing that service on board, has allowed us to reduce headcount, but also increase customer satisfaction. It's looking to expand it into other services, because we've seen a reduction in call volume into high volume and things like some of our property services, our housing teams, planning and building standards. There's so many other teams now because we've seen the success of what we've got through the particular environmental and the Clarence teams recently.
Implementing Inform 360 did give us exactly the results that we were expecting. We'd already seen that other London boroughs and other councils across the country had been using the system, and they had actually achieved really good results in terms of channel shift and a reduction in call volumes. So it was something that we were expecting to get those volumes. What we weren't expecting, because we decided that we always wanted that option that someone could speak to an advisor, we were expecting that actually there was going to be a lot more customers going through to an advisor, but in actual fact, customers weren't doing that, they were quite happy to go and serve themselves. And I think that's something which we weren't expecting. We were expecting probably maybe 30% channel shift, but to get that 50% channel shift or more, even with that option, I think for us it was a bit of a surprise.
As an increasingly tech-literate public looks for new ways to interact with providers in a 24/7 environment, Inform Communications continues to meet the demands for digitally integrated systems within the public and private sector.
It's an interesting fact that over 65% of UK adults have got the Facebook Messenger app installed and are actively using it on their phone. So that, along with people's experience with WhatsApp and family groups and exchanging information and text and whatever else, people are very comfortable using chat as their preferred method of conversation because it's easy, it's conversational, and it's straightforward. So our logic has been, let's use all the experience that we've gained in answering 100 million telephony inquiries within the chat channel to enable people to help themselves in a conversational, light, easy way to get the information they need, but also provide information.
Customers feel more empowered when they deal with self-service because it's within their time frame, within their scope as to when they need to do it. You know, for why we like self-service is because it's fast, reliable, it's accurate, and it's responsive. All the things that we're used to from messaging. We don't want to be waiting. I mean, we're so impatient at the moment, but we don't want to be waiting when we don't need to. An amazing chatbot is connected always to different services and different channels. So it gives us the ability to jump from one place to another with the context involved. It gives you a vast access to a vast array of knowledge that the council has. That doesn't mean you need to open up a browser, a form. You just ask the question and it gives you the answer that's relevant.
Some of the results that we've seen is, you know, between 40% to 60% day in, week on week self-serve without coming through to an agent is key. Being able to push links out if a customer's on a mobile. People are used to that technology, and as a council actually it's right that we move with that pace of what's happening externally.